live. All right. Episode 2. How we doing?
It's episode 2, baby. We back.
We back. All right. Well,
Doing
again,
good, baby. We doing good.
episode 2. Anyone who's watching, welcome back to the UnAthletic Podcast.
UnAthletic.
Two best couch analysts of all time, essentially.
Undisputed.
Oh, yeah.
Undisputed.
Hell yeah.
Not arguable.
Very
No
non-arguable.
one close.
Well, first wildcard weekend passed. Pretty sick. Couple blowouts, yeah, a little bit. But, I mean, still, pretty fun games to watch. Fun players to watch. Yeah. I mean, what'd you think? Let's just start off with what you thought of this weekend.
Most boring wild card weekend in recent memory. Not a single game was close. The closest game was the fucking
Lions
Bills
Rams.
Steelers game.
Lions Rams.
Oh yeah, Lions Rams.
Yeah,
My bad.
that was a
That was
pretty
the
fun game.
only game.
Yeah,
It was like, whoa.
like in terms of like it actually being a game. That was probably the best game of the weekend. So
And that was Matthew Stafford and Puka versus the Lions.
yeah,
No help on offense.
Puka great by the way. Another great game. That dude's the real
That-
deal. That dude's the shit. He is the
is.
truth. Yeah,
Puka baby.
yeah. He's so reliable too.
I mean,
Because Stafford was low-key putting
Most
him in some tough situation where he's getting blasted as soon as he touches the ball,
yeah.
and he got up every time. So I mean, Rams got a good one in that
Mad
one.
respect.
Yeah.
It was
so
a close game. I mean,
very.
they could
Let's
have won
just
it.
go over the ones that we knew basically was happening. Chiefs, Dolphins, Steelers, Bills. I mean, Patrick
What we
Mahomes.
expected.
Yeah,
The Dolphins
literally.
haven't beat a winning team all year besides, the Cowboys.
And the Steelers were lucky to be in the playoffs, to be honest.
Yeah.
Especially with their
Steelers were lucky to be in the
quarterback
playoffs.
situation.
The only reason it was a 2-possession game was because of a blocked field goal. I mean,
Yeah, I mean they just
Boring
both
games.
teams, Chiefs, Bills, they took care of business.
both games were freezers.
Yeah, I mean I will
I
say
don't know
this.
why we're still playing NFL games in
Yeah.
0-degree
Okay,
weather.
let's talk about that real quick, dude. I'm sorry. If you live in an area where this
If you
weekend
live
could happen,
above the state of Virginia,
you gotta throw your ass
the
in the
WASH
dome.
should have a roof.
Yeah, come on. Because, bro,
And apparently, this is another. So if you have an older stadium, like for example Soldier Field
Green Bay,
and the Packers
Lambeau.
Stadium,
Yeah, Lambeau.
I can accept maybe not having a dome. You know, oh your stadium's really old, blah blah blah. But the Bills, their stadium right now is old, but they're building a new stadium, and it don't got a roof. It's got little canopies.
They
like
have
the
to
Seahawks
throw a
stadium.
roof on that bitch. Yeah, I don't know.
Like, oh yeah, your fans aren't going to be snowed in, but it's still 0 degrees
And snow games
in your
aren't
playoff games.
usually. With this weekend, I was a little surprised that the Chiefs actually dropped 30. But usually
Well, 'cause
snow
it wasn't
games,
snowing, it was just fucking freezing.
yeah, usually those type of games aren't very fun to watch. Like teams just concede to the run.
When it's actually
They keep
snowing,
the
it's
ball on the ground.
boring.
Yeah,
But here's the issue with these games: when it's this cold, we see a lot of injuries. No one
Yeah.
wants to see injuries.
yeah. No one needs to see that
Like
because they're playing on concrete, bro. And then they're catching a rock
they're
being
playing
slung.
on
Yeah.
concrete. It hurts more to get hit. Some of these players aren't out there with sleeves. I understand they have like heaters in their like shoes and stuff, and they put on I don't know what it's called, but there's something to like lock up your pores or something so you're less cold. It don't matter. It's still 0 degrees. Feels like -15.
Yeah.
What the?
I mean, but
Dumb
outside of
enough,
those two
please.
games, I mean, like I said, they took care of business. But there's one quarterback
Yeah,
we
we
need
knew
to
it was
talk
going to happen
about
with those two games.
that is here to stay, and that is C.J. Timothy Stroud.
I mean,
That dude
we
is
all were
fucking
high on CJ
nuts.
Stroud, but I mean, he surprised
Yeah,
everyone.
but I
so-
don't think either of us thought the Browns were going to lose that game. Like,
I was definitely 50-50 on it, but I did think the Browns were going to win. I was pretty high on the Browns. I obviously put them high in my
Yeah,
power rankings.
that
last week,
defense, and then Joe Flacco's been there.
but
He's been there. He's won there. Like, I did not see this team beating the Browns, but C.J. Stroud took care of business.
I mean, like I said though, when does the Cinderella run
Yeah,
run
and
out?
it ended. And it
It
ended.
ran out at halftime.
Yeah.
He threw 2 pick sixes.
Yeah,
in
it was bad.
back-to-back possessions.
I mean, Joe
it
Flacco, he's
ran
playing
out.
with house money. No one really thought if he lost, we'd be like, okay, it's Joe Flacco, 38.
Yeah.
But dude, this against this defense, probably the best defense in the league this year.
I mean,
C.J.
the
Stroud.
defense let up 24, which isn't a lot in the modern NFL.
But it's in the way they did it and who they did it against. A Texans team that's young. Like, they're good, but they're young, and young teams tend to not perform in the playoffs. They kind of
I
get.
mean, if you look at what they were having, like 3-play drives, like just airing it out
Yeah.
to Nico Collins and
I
Dalton
guess
Schultz.
the one thing about CJ Stroud is that in college, like, yeah, it's college ball. Like, we get the thing with college ball, but he played in a lot of big games against good teams.
Yeah, he's on Ohio State.
I think he's
They were
used to the
top
light,
four
used
both
to
the
the
years he was
moment.
there.
Yeah. So, I mean, this weekend, one thing we could take from that game is CJ Stroud is, dude, you could argue he's like top 7 right now.
Top 10.
Yeah.
Easily.
And
I don't think you can argue top 10.
like
Top 7, you can start to argue.
Listen, I hate the labels of a game manager, game changer, all that shit. But this dude is a game elevator. This guy makes people better. It's insane.
Look at Nico Collins.
Yeah, he is elevated. Tank Dell before he got
He's a
hurt.
600, 500-yard receiver his first few years. This dude's a top 10 receiver this year.
Just the offense in general, bro. They're so fun to watch. Because last year, it was Dameon Pierce, and then that's it. And Dameon Pierce has looked awful this year. Yeah, but that's besides the point. Yeah. Devin Singletary came in.
Biggest surprise was that the Texans, they stood on business.
Yeah, they stood on business, and that boy CJ Stroud.
They sent the Browns packing, and CJ Stroud looked very good.
And then
AFC, outside of that game being surprising, was just fast. Every game was a blowout.
It was, they like I said, took care of business, but CJ Stroud definitely hit.
The playoffs were also that way.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad we get the next couple of years, or a lot of years actually,
hopefully
to watch
decade.
this kid play. Yeah, hopefully.
Plus.
But let's switch over to the NFC. Stafford's homecoming to the Lions.
Let's get the other two blowouts. I say we get the other two blowouts out of the way.
Okay. Oh, the Eagles breakdown. Eagles Bucks.
The Eagles breakdown and the Cowboys breakdown.
Yeah.
Shout out the NFC least.
So let's just start with the Eagles. Let's start with the Eagles, right?
I think the simplest way to put this is, we obviously saw the end of their season was just a breakdown, 1-6, right? And I think this end to their season was in perfect fashion, right? If you look at the first touchdown the Bucs scored, the Eagles forgot how to tackle a fourth-string receiver.
All game.
They could not tackle. All game, their defense looked terrible.
All game.
Their offense looked terrible. We saw arguments on the sideline with Goddard.
Yeah, with Jalen Hurts, yes.
Whoever he was arguing with.
It was Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts or whoever was next to him. I don't really care. And then the funniest thing was, what was the 100%er for the Eagles all year?
Tush push.
The tush push. What failed twice in that game? The tush push.
Bro, I'm going to say it
Team's
now.
broken.
This team gave up 3 weeks ago, right? They went into a slump and they couldn't get themselves out of it. And I think that's what makes great teams great. They can get out of slumps. Look at the Niners.
You got to look at, slumps start with your best player and your head coach.
Yeah.
Who's the
Game
Eagles'
plan.
best player? Probably Jalen Hurts at points in this season. And then
he's
Nick
the quarterback.
Sirianni.
If not the best,
Yeah.
he's the most important on the
It
team.
starts with your QB or your best player.
Yeah.
Right? And I mean, I think the Eagles did this to themselves. And I think the only player I feel bad for is Jason Kelce. Because this might be his last year.
Yeah, he's teetering.
And if there's any player I know who is leaving it all out on the field, it's him on that team.
Oh, no, hold on. Shout out Devontae Smith. That dude was the only form of offense they had. And then
He was all of their offense.
And then DeAndre Swift, coaching, game planning,
I mean,
he was
running
cooking.
backs can only
When
do
they
so
gave him the
much.
ball, he was cooking. And then for some reason they
But when you
stopped
get
giving him
behind,
the
you
ball.
can't run the ball.
They just stopped giving him the ball, in general, though. Like, they didn't do anything. He can catch the ball. He's good in space. And then Nick Sirianni, dude. I'm sorry. Listen, we talked about it before we started recording. Rumors of
If he's still
the Eagles
I don't know.
rumors of the Eagles actually keeping him is insane to me.
Yeah.
It's just you can't. The minute you lose the locker room, bro, the coach has got to go. You can't lose the locker room.
Yeah. And I understand, maybe if they get no. You can't just get new OCDC.
They did it already. They did it mid-season.
Yeah, they got a new DC and they ain't fixed nothing. They got worse.
Yeah,
You have to wipe the coaching staff.
Like Nick Sirianni cannot be on this team.
It is now. Look at the coaches. The coaching free agency is better than the normal free agency, bro.
Like week
Look at Mike
18,
Vrabel and Bill
week
Belichick.
18, you held a team meeting to buy into coaching. Nah, bro. Listen, week 18, the team should have already bought in.
No.
Wait, hold on.
No.
The fact that they made the Super Bowl last year, You're telling me you guys got to
It's crazy.
rebuy into the coach that took you to the Super Bowl? No, bro, that's not it.
We don't know what happened, obviously, after that 49ers loss that made the collapse happen.
Yeah,
Where they
shout
almost
out
went
the
0-7
Bay. Oh yeah,
in their last 7.
we exposed them. Frauds. Put the blueprint out. Shout out Nick Bosa.
You have to do something, and it starts with coaching.
Yeah.
Because
All right.
you're not getting rid of Jalen Hurts. He's got paid too much. But yeah, their season ended in the way it was going.
Yeah.
It just crashed into a wall.
Exactly. Just straight
And
decline.
they're apparently not doing anything to fix it. So
Let's hop over to the fellow divisional rivals, the Cowboys.
they're best friends.
Now, if there's a Cowboy thing to do, it was this. It was literally losing the first round in Jerry World to the 7 seed.
To a damn near rookie.
This is the first 7 seed to actually win against the 2nd seed. Bro.
I don't even care about
It's
7
bad.
for a second. Bro, Jordan Love, he's obviously not a rookie, but this is his first full year playing.
Mm-hmm.
He walked up in there and body bagged them in the first half. The whole game.
Him and CJ Stroud, only 2 quarterbacks with the perfect pass rating in the playoffs.
Yeah, they had identical stats. That was pretty crazy.
Yeah, by 2 yards. 2 yards.
Yeah.
But, dude, this was bad. Dak, listen, he played bad. He was awful. I don't count that empty calorie, garbage time shit. Yeah,
okay.
It was bad.
Dak played horrible. I don't care what 400. He threw 60 passes. I hope he has 400 yards.
And all of which happened while they were down like 30 already.
Yeah, garbage time essentially.
It's bad.
But you also can't argue the defense played really bad.
Got
as well.
exposed, yes. No, I'm telling you, bro, they're a big
play.
play.
Their secondary is not good. Darren Bland had the 5 pick sixes?
6. And he broke the record, yeah.
But he broke the record.
Yeah, he got
where he went after
he got
those.
cooked after that. Yeah, he disappeared.
Gone. Houdini type shit, bro.
Yeah, dude, just this team, in summary, defense and offense, they're a big play team. Yeah. They rely on.
Got beat by big plays.
Yeah, they rely on big explosive plays. They can't work the field essentially. Their run game,
they're just
horrible.
Inconsistent.
Run game is so bad. Tony Pollard, I don't know what happened to him, bro.
It fell off.
Just awful. And then CeeDee Lamb, and then Dak and CeeDee Lamb just had an off game, which we hadn't seen in the last 8 weeks. They've been money for the last 2 months.
It just sucks because Michael Gallup, who we haven't heard from all season, has best game of the season for nothing. So, what are you gonna do? But let's look at the bigger issue with this game, though, right? Mad props to Jordan Love and the Packers, and Matt LaFleur played a great game, and I hope they make the game against the Niners good as well. But we'll talk about that a little later.
Yeah.
But they brought back Mike McCarthy.
Okay. I thought.
How many times do you have to fall short as a team and an organization to not realize when to move on? And the thing is, this isn't new to the Cowboys, right?
No, yeah.
We saw this with Jason Garrett. They stuck with Jason Garrett for over a decade. And all they did was fall short and fall short.
Like I said, them losing to the Packers in the wild card was the most Cowboys thing to do. It was.
I just
First
don't
round
understand. I dislike the Cowboys. But you just have to use your brain when you are making team decisions. And Jerry Jones, he isn't.
He's good. He's okay. We're not talking. Listen, I can the Nick Sirianni thing. I don't get at all. The rumor, I don't get it if they're actually considering bringing him. Mike McCarthy, I can kind of get.
I don't.
But you don't.
Nick Sirianni at least made a Super Bowl.
You don't bring back Mike McCarthy when you look at the available hires this year. You got Billy Boy, who is probably going to go to the Falcons. At least it's looking like. He finished his second interview today with the Falcons.
Clean shop if you're the fucking Cowboys.
And then you got Mike Vrabel, who, I'm sorry, Mike Vrabel's a great coach. He's better than Mike McCarthy.
You need consistency. You have Mike Vrabel and Bill Belichick.
No, this team needs discipline, dude. They need someone dude. I'm pretty sure they were third in the league in penalties again.
They've always been close to the top in penalties.
And then this team, they just need, they need something else. And I can kind of get it because don't get me wrong, Mike McCarthy called the offense. CeeDee Lamb had a great year. I give more props to CeeDee Lamb, obviously, but he is calling the plays. And Dak had an MVP year, and he's calling the offense. I attribute some of that to the head coach who's calling the plays. But, dude, when you look at the market of head coaches, you gotta get rid of it. You gotta look somewhere else. I'm sorry, you got to. You can't lose in the wild card as a 2nd seed on the Cowboys. You can't do that.
I almost feel like history is repeating itself. with the Cowboys, right?
Oh, definitely is. You can see
You
it.
have
You
a
literally see it.
quarterback who is having MVP caliber numbers. You have a wide receiver who is top 5 in the league at wide receiver. Why don't we go back to a decade ago? Huh.
Yep.
Des Bryant, Tony Romo.
Exactly.
With a bum head coach.
Yeah. Telling you, dude.
And how
Cowboys
many
thing
playoff
to
games
do.
have they won since 2000?
Literally one. No, one more than that, actually.
Or how many playoff games have the Texans won since 2000? 6? Whoa. Can we name a Texans quarterback before C.J. Stroud who was anywhere close to Tony Romo or Dak Prescott's level?
I mean, Massage Boy at his peak. But that's at his peak.
Yeah,
and now,
so
and his peak
Deshaun
was like,
Watson
like
for
2
what,
years.
2 years?
Maybe 1.5. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Deshaun Watson was elite. You can't argue that.
No, he was top 5. He was top 5.
But
Top 7 at least.
outside of that, they had what? Brock Osweiler, Matt Schaub. They had fucking David Carr at
No,
one
like I
point.
said, okay, back when I used to defend DeAndre Hopkins as the best wide receiver, he had like 7 different starting quarterbacks.
This team, like the Texans have more wins since 2000 with bums for 22 of those years.
Yeah.
And the Cowboys have had with Tony Romo and Dak for majority of those years.
Mm-hmm.
With
The
elite
last
wide
15.
receiver weapons.
Yep. And just elite offenses if you look at it.
Yeah.
O-line still
They
top
had
tier.
DeMarco Murray, Zeke. Tony Pollard now was supposed to be next.
He was
'cause
supposed
he had
to
that
be, yeah.
1,300-yard season next year, but obviously isn't. And then, I mean, before CeeDee Lamb and in between Dez and CeeDee, you had Amari Cooper, who is still a top, 15 receiver at the time. I don't know. This team has problems, and they just don't care to fix them. I don't know.
Both the Eagles and the.
But hey,
And I know
it
as a
works for me.
I was gonna say, yeah, as a Giants fan, I know you're cheesing over this situation, but listen,
I mean,
Mike
There's nothing
McCarthy,
to cheese over. It's been the same shit for 20 years almost.
like,
you
I
know?
get it. Listen, I get it. I can kind of get the Cowboys one. I know you don't, but I can at least kind of see the reasoning. Like, your quarterback finally had that MVP year. You know, that the contract you gave him, and you know, he finally did. He finally produced it, at least in the regular season, what his contract is supposed to live up to. But like dude, I don't like Nick Sirianni. I'm sorry. Your head coach shouldn't be the loudest one.
They both should not be head coaches, bro.
Yeah,
Anymore. Like, they're both terrible. I don't understand how Mike McCarthy hasn't lost the locker room, but
they love
I
him,
guess
bro.
it's because when they lose, they still come back and win games that are quote unquote big. Like they beat the Eagles when they were on fire. I guess that's safe. I don't know, but this team's terrible. I don't understand how they didn't just gut the whole coaching staff, besides maybe Dan Quinn.
Especially when you look
Even
at
him,
who's
know.
available. Who's available this year? Like,
I don't know. We've already spent too much time talking about
it's
this
just too
garbage
bad.
team.
Yeah. So both just upsets,
Congrats to the
I
Packers.
guess. Yeah, good for the Packers. Hey, hold on real quick. Let's talk about the other side, the Bucks. Listen.
I mean, I don't like Baker Mayfield, but shout out Baker Mayfield,
yeah,
bro.
props to him. You can really see him. He's changed as a quarterback.
Last year when he was on the Panthers, people thought he could not play football anymore.
Yeah, people thought he was a
Fast forward a year later,
borderline.
he won a playoff game.
Yeah. It's
Mad props.
Shout out that team. Yeah. Bucks play great. Play hard, bro. They play hard. And Baker, bro, you can see him, he's matured as a quarterback. He doesn't
He
feel
played through an injured ankle, and he was.
Yeah.
You see how he was running? It looked like I don't even know. He looked goofy as hell running, but he was moving.
You just see the growth he's made as a quarterback in this league. He came in thinking he was
Almost
the
looks
shit,
like a vet.
thinking he's the guy. Yeah.
He's not really a vet. It's weird.
And
But yeah, props to the Bucks.
Yeah, he doesn't feel like he needs to be the guy anymore. He needs to save the game. He just plays within the system, and he's playing great.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, I listen, me and you, we're not the biggest fucking Baker fans. I think for the longest time we didn't like him because of how...
You can dislike someone, but you have to give props for props.
Yeah, respect.
He came in, no one expected anything out of him.
He's
Everyone
playing great.
expected this team to finish last in the division. They won the division and won a playoff game.
Yep, against the Eagles, yeah, who everyone, even though they were having that
Even though they
shit,
were on fire, about to crash into a
Yeah, that
wall,
shit
you
stretch.
still won a playoff game.
Yeah, they were supposed to beat the Bucks, but the Bucks, Baker played great. You know, props to that team.
Whole team played great.
And then, real quick, talk about Jordan Love. Listen,
Packers got another one somehow.
they got him, and
He looks great.
same system, same way too. Bench him for a couple
Yeah.
years. And
late first round.
don't get me
For
wrong,
a
I've been
couple years
hearing
behind a Hall of Famer, and
so much fugaze about this Niner-Packer game coming up. Okay, and
we can talk about the Niner Pack game a little
yeah,
later.
listen,
Let's talk about this
but
last divisional game and then do
yeah.
some quick predictions. Okay.
So, but anyway, shout out Jordan Love, Packers. They also play great. Matt LaFleur, good coach.
Yeah, both the underdogs won in the NFC, and then all of the non-underdogs. Well, two of the underdogs won in the
Yeah.
NFC, and then
But
Lions, Rams, obviously.
the best game of the weekend though, and
Oh,
that
we all expected to be the best
that
game.
has to be the Lions Rams.
The homecoming.
Stafford homecoming, Goff redemption revenge tour, and this
It
game
delivered.
This game delivered as everyone thought or hoped
Both
it was going to
offenses
be.
were moving. Amon-Ra was moving. Puka was really moving.
That boy is a unit on the fucking field. But
The Lions were running the ball as usual. I don't know how good the stats were, but it seemed like David Montgomery was getting like 5 yards every carry.
yes, yeah, and then, but listen, Stafford played great. I was a little tweaked at the Lions. I get it, but like, I kind of got tweaked when they started booing Matt Stafford. He gave you so many years of getting absolutely punished.
I
Right?
understand, like not
Yeah, no, I
wanting him
get
to
it.
get booed, but it's like this is your first playoff game, like your first home playoff game in
So
God
long,
knows how
yeah.
long, and you have a chance to win it. It's not like their past playoff games where arguably they're just kind of going in and getting body bagged by like. I remember like the most recent playoff, one of the most recent ones I can remember is they were playing like the 13-3 Saints in the wild card or something. And they just got choke slammed, or like 12-4 Saints, and they just got slammed. It was like 40-14 or something crazy. It's like they probably weren't going into that game expecting to win. Right? They were like 9-7. Like the old Lions teams were just Matt Stafford, Calvin Johnson, nothing else. But this Lions team, is like an actual team with an actual head coach.
And I think their defense
So
is
they
a
were
little
trying to
sus.
set the atmosphere.
Yeah, I
Their
think
defense is definitely sus.
Yeah, but that offense, when moving, can move. So
I mean, they're probably the third best rushing offense still in the playoffs right now, behind you guys, the Niners, and the Ravens, probably. But passing wise, they might be the best passing offense behind maybe the Bills. Maybe, I don't know. Kind of hard.
Maybe us too. I don't know. I don't know where we rank as
I don't
passing
know.
offense. But
I haven't really looked at passing stats, but their passing offense is very good.
But
Amon-Ra.
The Lions, Goff, dude, listen, I'm so happy for him.
Yeah, he's been very disrespected because obviously he gets traded to the Lions, and Matt Stafford's first season with the Rams, they won a Super Bowl.
Exactly.
Obviously something Jared Goff couldn't do when they made it to the Super Bowl. He got held to 3 points, right?
Yeah.
So,
dude, he beat his old team, but not only did he beat his old team and the quarterback that he got traded for. The Lions, dude, hearing the Lions fans chant Jared Goff was absolutely sick. I love that shit. First playoff win in how long?
Since Barry Sanders, I believe so. It's been 40-something years, right? It's the longest drought in NFL history.
So,
something like that.
I could not be happier for Jared Goff, right? I was a little worried going into this game what kind of Jared Goff we were going to get, right? I said that in our last episode. I didn't know which one we were going to get. I thought the Rams were going to win this game because I thought we were going to get the Jared Goff that, spots the other team the ball a couple times.
Yeah.
Right? But no, dude, he came in, played clean football.
Very clean game for the most part.
And then didn't let the moment get too heavy for him, right? Didn't let the pressure get to him. Like the amount of emotions he was feeling, right?
Yeah.
Of playing his old team and playing the quarterback he got traded for, right? So I'm very happy for Jared Goff, right? It was a sick game to watch, exciting. Like the game, like you said,
it was a 1-point game.
Yeah, the game delivered, right?
You could not ask for anything better, right? But
yeah.
It was 32 years since the Lions
32
last
years,
postseason.
yeah, dude. And Jared Goff did that shit. If you would have told me Jared Goff was gonna break that streak for the Lions, I would have been like, you're on some type of drug. But
so
he did it.
I mean, obviously, mad praise to the Lions finally winning a playoff game. But I think the one shining star for the loss to the Rams is that Puka Nacua is arguably a top 10 receiver in this league.
Arguably. Brother, I throw him in there. I'm
You,
serious.
you can't. After nine for a $181 and a tutty is crazy for a rookie in his first playoff game
And listen,
against in a very like built up
the dude's a fucking workhorse.
matchup.
He just is. Matt Stafford was throwing into windows where he's going to get blasted as soon as he touches the ball. And he was doing it all game. I was kind of getting pissed off. Because I'm like, dude, that Tyler Higbee injury, that was a bad ball. He threw that shit high over the middle of the field. And he got hit low.
It was on the sideline. But
yeah. So it's
it
like,
was high.
it was a high throw. He was doing it all game. And I get it. It's the playoffs. So it's like, fuck it. You got to do what you got to do, to get the ball down the field. And Puka just kept on getting blasted, bro. And he got back up, caught the ball. And yeah, the dude's a unit. The Niners play against him twice a year. We played against him twice a year, and he torched us both times. Granted, the last game we benched our starters, but still, he broke the record against us.
Yeah.
And that first game, first game too, we had no answer for him. He was cooking. So, Puka Nacua is the truth. I would say he's top 10. I mean,
yeah,
he was a top 10 wide receiver this year, and I don't think it's arguable. I think he's great. He's elite.
Potential rookie of the year.
He was better than Cooper Kupp this year. Granted, he was injured, but he was better than Cooper Kupp.
Came back.
Yeah, he was better.
Did not take his role back.
He didn't. He did not.
The only thing Cooper Kupp took back was the spot from Tutu Atwell.
Yeah. So.
Which was second man to Puka. So.
I mean, overall, this weekend, I think it was good.
Weekend
it was good to watch.
Games because they were all blowouts except for the Rams-Lions game, which in my opinion kind of saved the weekend. But the teams that made it through spark good storylines.
Yes, I just think in general the weekend had good storylines. Like the Eagles break down.
Well, obviously,
Cowboys getting first rounded like the Cowboys usually do.
You're gonna get storylines regardless, even if there's blowouts, depending on like who does the blowouts, obviously. But you can't argue that the games, if you're just a neutral fan watching, like say you have no care in the world who wins between, I don't know, Cowboys Packers, right? Like you could care less about the Cowboys downfall or the Packers winning. You're just probably sitting there like, oh.
Like the games themselves were boring, yeah, because blowouts are boring. Like, but being able to watch that game and seeing what C.J. Stroud did to the Browns defense, seeing what Jordan Love did to the Cowboys, like that shit was fun to watch. It was.
But the thing is, a lot of this happened in the first half. So like the second half of these games were just like the Jordan Love was still smacking them in the second half because the Cowboys started scoring.
Yeah.
But the Texans-Browns game, once Joe Flacco threw those back-to-back picks after halftime, the Texans just ran the ball and the game ended. It was like, okay.
Yeah.
But overall,
typical
weekend was
blowouts,
weekend. But Lions-Rams saved it. Was one of the most fun games to watch.
So we're coming up tomorrow. Actually, we were a little late with this one, but we'll get it together. We'll lock in on the schedule.
Only episode 2.
Yeah, only episode 2, so we got time to improve. Exactly.
As a unit.
Exactly, as a unit. Unitary dietary function, dog. So,
exactly.
All right, let's get into some of these predictions for these games, shall we?
All right, we'll leave the two big boys for last, which I think the two big ones are
Chiefs, Bills, Packers, Niners.
Bills, and probably, I guess there's only one really big one, right?
I mean,
there's pretty clear favorites.
Yeah, Niners are 9.5 point favorites.
We'll just do Chiefs, Bills last.
Yes.
I think we'll start
I'll just go in order.
with...
I'll just go in order with how Google has it.
The first game tomorrow is what? Bucks-Lions? We'll start with that?
No. Wait.
Bucks-Lions is not the first game
No,
tomorrow?
it is. Okay. Bucks-Lions.
Okay. Obviously, yes, the Bucks are coming off a very big win against the Eagles, but let's be honest, that Eagles team looked like the weakest team probably in the playoffs on both sides, actually in the game. And the Lions are coming off a super big win and are probably going to ride that momentum. And if there's ever a chance for this team to make an NFC championship, it's this year. I think they're going to beat the Bucks, like probably pretty handedly, honestly.
It's weird because I want to pick the Lions, right? But that defense is very suspect. And the Bucks, Todd Bowles, it's been known in the past. Like, you get pressure on Jared Goff, he's going to give you the ball, right? And I just think that the Eagles lack to get pressure on Jared Goff sometimes throughout that game.
The Rams DC also blitzes a lot, so obviously not as much as Todd Bowles.
Yeah.
Todd Bowles and blitz go together like I don't
And
know.
so I'm going to pick the Lions
Oh.
just because that offense has a ceiling that is higher than a lot of teams in the playoffs right now. And I trust that Jared Goff is going to get Amon-Ra the ball, and I don't know how Baker's going to do, right? I don't know how he's going to do this late in the playoff. Like, what, he has one playoff win before the one that he just
Before
won?
this one
Yeah,
was,
but
he had
yeah,
one with the Browns.
he had one with the
Yeah.
Browns, right? And it's in Detroit, so I'm going to lean towards the Lions, but I mean, if the Bucks were to upset, I wouldn't be surprised. I think that this Lions defense is very suspect, and I think that Todd Bowles. Actually, nah. Fuck that. I'm gonna go Bucks, bro. I trust Todd Bowles' defense over the Lions, and I think both offenses can go off. And I know that's saying a lot because the Bucks dropped 9 points against the Panthers, but
Yeah. I still don't trust the Bucks. Obviously, they laid the hammer on the Eagles. They should ride momentum and carry some offense into that game. But the Lions aren't the Eagles at the end of the day.
yeah.
Their records might have been
I
similar.
actually like their head
but
coach.
This team plays for their
yeah,
head coach.
their head coach, Dan
This
Campbell,
is one of the
bro.
most head coach-driven teams.
Shout out Dan Campbell, by the way. We won't go crazy to him,
He
but
changed the
he did.
whole franchise.
Ever since he stepped on the field, bro, they play hard for him. So props to him.
I don't think this game will be close. I do think the Lions' defense is suspect, but I think the Bucks are just so inconsistent, and I wouldn't be surprised if they come out and just do nothing, and the game is like 30-10. You know. So I'm gonna go Lions, 30-13. That's my.
I'll go. Damn. This game for me is kind of hard because I feel like it can go either way. I'll just go Bucks.
I think this whole playoffs could just be upset central.
I'll go Bucks 27-24. All right, and then the next game tomorrow is the Chiefs-Bills. And so
this game could compete with Rams-Lions.
In Buffalo, by the way. In Buffalo. Pat Mahomes has played there once in the playoffs, I think. Or he's just played there once in general.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So, and it's supposed to be Buffalo type of weather.
We can thank Kadarius Toney's foot for the fact that it's in Buffalo.
Yeah.
But I don't think it matters necessarily conditions-wise, like weather-wise, where they play, because they both play in pretty shit areas for weather. But playing in Buffalo isn't fun because Buffalo fans are insane.
Yeah, jump through tables and shit.
But I mean, your quarterback is Pat Mahomes. This Chiefs team has been to the playoffs. You know what, like 10 straight years or something. Pat Mahomes has made the playoffs every single year of his career. I mean, Pat Mahomes has choker issues, I guess, in big games, but both quarterbacks have had very up and down seasons. This is probably the most coin flip game of the playoffs besides Rams-Lions last week. I think I'm going to lean Chiefs 27-20.
I'm going to lean Chiefs, and I'm doing that because Pat Mahomes has been the Bills' kryptonite. And you're right about in the fact that Pat Mahomes isn't having a Pat Mahomes year. Like you said, up and down. And so is Josh Allen. But I think Pat Mahomes' up and down year is attributed to the lack of outside offensive weapons that he has in terms of the wide receiver room, right? I think
found some consistency.
Yeah, Rashee Rice, yes. Travis Kelce isn't having the best year that Travis Kelce is known to have.
But he's still Travis Kelce.
Yeah, exactly. No, he definitely is. But on the point of them both having, I think Josh Allen's up and down year is attributed to himself. Him being an idiot throughout the game. So I'm going to lean Chiefs just because I trust Pat Mahomes more than I trust Josh Allen. Josh Allen's going to make the Josh Allen mistakes where you're sitting there like, dude, what the fuck was that?
I also trust the Chiefs defense a lot.
Oh, dude, yeah. They're a top 4 defense in this league. Yeah. For the first time in Pat Mahomes' career, he has a top 4 defense.
A consistent defense. Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't think this one's going to be insanely close. Like, it'll be a game. I don't think it's going to be a blowout by any means. I think it's going to be like 30-20. 30-20 type of game. I think Chiefs win this. I think Pat Mahomes is just.
It's going to be a mistake-driven game. Whoever makes more stupid mistakes.
I trust Pat Mahomes more than I trust Josh Allen, especially in the playoffs, because Pat Mahomes is like first in every playoff stat known to man. So, all the stats that matter at least. So,
I agree.
Yeah, I got Chiefs in that one. Okay, Sunday matchups. Leading off, we got Texans Ravens. Oh boy, I wanna go with CJ Stroud, but I'm afraid the rookie sensation ends here because the best team in the league are the Ravens, and
Yeah.
I don't think they stand a chance. I think this game's going to be over by the second half.
He may have laid the wood on the Browns, but the Ravens are a different
Yeah, yeah, dude. Defense, and then they have
the best defense in the league,
and they have the
They
MVP.
have the best running offense. They have the MVP. Their offense has started sparking as well, like in the last few weeks under Lamar. Like,
and he's stolen the
having
ball.
this
He's
MVP
stolen the ball.
breakout. He's throwing the ball amazing.
Yeah, he's stolen the ball at an elite level. So
And this is the Ravens' best chance to win a Super Bowl, right? Or at least make it to one.
Definitely.
So I think they're going to come in. It's in Baltimore.
Yeah, I think this
Texans
game.
are young.
And they're playing
John
the Ravens.
Harbaugh, Lamar.
Yeah. I think if
they win this game, they might get Mark Andrews back. There's even more incentive for them to just get even better than they already are as the best team in the playoffs.
I think he has a chance to play. He has a chance to play.
Oh, is he questionable?
Yeah, he was a full go in practices this week. So
they might be getting Mark Andrews back. So that means they're going to be even better.
Yes.
And they already are. I massive props to CJ Stroud, but all roads come to an end eventually, right?
Exactly.
And I think I don't think he'll get laid down hard, but I think the Ravens are just going to casually win this game like 30 to 17.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're just outmanned here.
Stroud's going to get 2 tubs, but
I think that they're just outmanned simply. They're less experienced and they're outmanned. Like that defense, Marlon Humphrey, Kyle Hamilton's going to be an All-Pro this year probably.
Kyle Hamilton's not going to let Nico Collins get any of those crazy over the top.
Exactly. So
every drive.
And then L-Jack's going to do L-Jack things.
Yeah.
So Zay Flowers, problem on the field, fast as shit.
Yeah.
One of those 4 tours, like I like to say. So I think Ravens, and I don't think it's going to be close.
I think this won't be that close. There's still chance for upset, right? But
yes, of course, there always is.
Very slim.
And then to conclude the weekend, Packers 49ers. I've been hearing a lot of fugays about this shit.
Anyone who's saying that the Packers have an insane chance to win this game, I think are kind of tweaking.
I got people telling me
almost the same thing as the Texans-Ravens game. The Niners are just better.
I got people telling me that Jordan Love clears Brock Purdy, and I want to fucking put that shit to a stop immediately. I don't want to get into that
argument, but
Brock
Purdy has had a better season than Jordan Love.
He's had a good last 5 games. They've been great games, and he went into Jerry World and won a playoff game. I love that. Good shit.
Yeah, we can't ignore that they lost to the Giants.
Exact, bro. He's had a good last 5 games, not like an entire season. 5 games.
I do think Jordan Love is a top 10 quarterback for the future, but Brock Purdy is currently a top 10 quarterback stat-wise.
So it's like
on the second best team, potentially maybe even the best team in the playoffs.
Exactly.
Right?
So, I mean, it's obvious.
I don't think this is going to be that close if the Niners play normally. Yeah. Which I'm like 90%.
We've been pretty
chance
we've been pretty.
You guys are going to play normally. You guys have been very.
I got my Niners. I think we're gonna win. I like 30-17.
I think it's the same thing as the Ravens-Texans game.
Exactly.
Unless shit hits the fan early, it's going to be a pretty simple win. I think you guys will win like 27-13.
This is the healthiest we've been all year. We have Cleveland Farrell out. Everyone else is cleared to come back. So this is the healthiest. We've had 3 weeks.
The bye week helps both.
Yeah, we've had 3 weeks off.
Players back.
I think like you said, I feel like we just have the better team overall.
If a normal football game is played, and I mean normal, like fucking a random tip drill pick six.
Yeah, like so basically you're saying as long as if the Ravens game doesn't happen in this game, we should
all
win.
those tipped interceptions were happening.
Yeah, fucking bullshit. But anyway,
then you guys should win like pretty reliably, like 27, 30-ish to like 13. I'm gonna go 27-13.
I like
that. Should be very simple.
That. Yeah, that should be an exciting divisional round. We got some fun shit to watch this weekend. Me personally, I'm emotionally invested. shit physically invested as well. So
Well, obviously your team's playing. My team's in Cancun.
Cancun. But yeah.
But guess what? We gonna draft Malik Neighbors.
Oh my God.
Do you know the last
I'm tired
time
of
we
you.
drafted an
I'm
LSU
tired of you.
receiver?
No.
Huh?
Fuck
Tell
you.
me the last time we drafted an LSU
Because at first
wide
it was
receiver.
Caleb Williams
What's
at the
his
beginning of the
name?
year. Then you started getting a sketch with him. Then you talking about like Drake May, and then
Oh, I would love to have Drake May.
oh,
But
okay, here we go.
Listen to me. If we draft J.J. McCarthy, there will be no more episodes of this podcast. Okay?
You're getting
I
JJ,
know.
bro. You're getting
If we
JJ.
draft that motherfucker with the fifth pick over the best option, I don't give a fuck who the best option. If it's Joe Alt or Malik Neighbors, whoever the fuck. If we take JJ, and my coach is not John Harbaugh for some damn reason, I don't know why he would have John Harbaugh.
Jim Harbaugh.
There won't be another episode. Sorry, wrong one.
Yeah.
God damn it. I swear, if John Mara fucks this up, we reached on Daniel Jones.
And now he's the
We
most.
don't need to do
He's
it
gonna
again.
be. He's gonna be the most expensive backup in the league.
That motherfucker is gonna start. Do I want him to
Oh
start?
shit, dude.
I plead the
Oh
fifth.
my God.
But I tell you what, there's one thing we do have. We got the best backup in the NFL. Shout out Tyrod.
The guy.
He's him. But no,
But yeah.
all jokes aside.
Yeah. Should be
Should
pretty
be a fun divisional
Yeah.
round.
Yes, definitely.
Big implications, obviously.
But if you
'Cause,
you don't have anything else, that concludes it all.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. You want to talk about the Belichick and the Falcons real quick?
I mean, yeah, we can like glance over like head coaching things real quick. Like the free agency ones.
Yes.
So yeah, Bill Belichick to the Falcons. I think that's perfect for the Falcons to an extent, depending on who the OC is. Because Bill Belichick's not going to run the offense. Whoever they get offensive coordinator is.
Yeah.
So, but their defense should be even better than it already was last year. So
I like it. Kind of. I think a lot of this depends on who their OC is going to be, right?
Yeah.
Bill Belichick, obviously, after Brady, showed that he's not very good at developing quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So
that is also another thing. Who are the Falcons going to get?
Exactly.
There's no way they stick
So-
with Ritter and Heineke.
No, definitely not. I mean, I think Heineke
What
stays as a backup. Like,
Heineke will be their backup, but what pick do they have?
I know real quick.
I'm going to look. You can.
But yeah, defense-wise, I think this Falcons defense, there's something to like there.
Falcons defense was like a top 7 defense this year, I'm pretty sure.
So, and then you just add the best defensive mind in NFL history. So, I like this fit, but I think the OC hire and the quarterback, position are very dependent on whether or not he succeeds there. Because listen, this offense is ready to go, bro. It is. This offense is ready to go. Kyle
They've used
Pitts,
3 top 10 picks on skill positions.
Bijan Robinson, Drake London, and Kyle Pitts.
They
They are
something
ready to
pilot
go.
it.
And they got Algier as a backup running back who had a good year. So,
Because for some reason they're splitting carries 60-40.
yeah, I don't
Bijan
get that.
Robinson.
Listen, we're not going to get into Arthur Smith, that guy, bonehead. But
So they have the 8th pick.
they could get something. They
So
can.
they're not going to get either of the top 3 quarterbacks. Do you draft Bo Nix at 8? I wouldn't draft him at 8.
My point is they can get somebody that they haven't seen and that they can work on.
My opinion, they probably take Penix late. Or JJ late.
No, I wouldn't get JJ. That's like the only quarterback I wouldn't get.
Well, the issue is, right, you're going to pick one of the late quarterbacks that are going to fall into the 2nd or 3rd. And JJ and Penix are those 2 quarterbacks, right?
I would.
Because
Is he
Jaden
proje- is
Daniels,
Penix
Drake
actually-
May, and
Is he
Caleb
actually
Williams.
supposed to get dropped that late?
most mocks I look at don't have him in the 1st round.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I think they look somewhere there. But they just got to take somebody. They've seen Desmond Ritter the entire year. They kept on benching him, bringing him back, benching him. And then Taylor Heineke, listen, the dude's a gamer, but he's not a starting quarterback. He's
No, he's a
justifiable backup, but he's not a starter. So, yeah, I like Billy. Billy Boy to the Falcons, but I just think that they got a lot of things on the offensive side of the ball to figure out in terms of who's going to run the offense and then who's going to be quarterback for that team.
Mhm.
And then Mike Vrabel, where do you like him? I'll start off. I liked him in the two teams of the NFC East, but it seems like he won't have the option to go there. So
if they don't fire Sirianni, then I mean I guess he isn't going there.
I like the Chargers.
To be honest, I would like him as the defense coordinator of the New York Giants.
Absolutely not. Fuck off. He's a head coach in this league. You're an idiot. He's gonna be a head coach.
The thing is, right, with the Chargers, they're interviewing Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
So if Jim Harbaugh doesn't become the coach of the Chargers, I would like to see him on the Chargers, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
To help that defense be more consistent, and then hopefully get a good offensive coordinator, because Vrabel's not going to call the offensive plays. And with Mike Vrabel, you know your team's going to play behind you. He's a great locker room coach.
I really liked Vrabel with Philly, dude. I'm sorry, I really did.
Yeah, he would have brought the locker room together. Right?
He would have gotten that defensive side of the ball straight. That secondary, he would have figured that out, and then they would have gotten a grown-up at head coach. And the Titans loved playing for Vrabel. Like players like to play for him. So.
I also kind of feel like whoever gets Vrabel might get a little side package deal with Derrick Henry, and he's obviously aging, but he was still a top 5 running back this year. I'm pretty sure. So. You wouldn't be mad about having a Derrick Henry on your team, right? So,
yeah, I really liked him for Philly, but if that rumor is true about them wanting to keep Sirianni, then I don't fucking know what they're doing in that org. That holy shit, what a joke. And then, I mean, the last major topic for head coach is Jim Harbaugh, and he's been all over the Chargers now.
Yeah, he had 2 interviews with the Chargers, I believe.
Yeah. So and I like this.
All signs point to him being on the Chargers.
And I like that. Simple fact for
Makes
Justin
sense.
Herbert.
Yeah.
Harbaugh has always been
he's been good with quarterbacks, and specifically young quarterbacks. I mean, we saw what he did with Colin Kaepernick, right?
Even Alex Smith.
Super Bowl.
When he got his hands on Alex Smith, we went to the NFC Championship.
Yeah.
So,
Kyle Williams.
Fuck you. You whore. But yeah, that's all the major head coach. I mean, and then the Raiders re-signed.
If they don't bring back Antonio Pierce, blow that organization up.
And then, bro, did you see Mayo is the head coach for the Patriots,
Oh, yeah, the
bro?
coach of the Patriots? That was so random.
That was random and kind of funny, but, I mean, shit. Let's find out.
Yeah, it was so out of nowhere, because everyone was kind of like, oh, they might bring back Vrabel, or try and get Vrabel, blah, 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 Jim Harbaugh. Nah, Gerard Mayo, linebacker.
Dude. When I saw this shit, I was like, wait, is this shit real? But, hey, it's real, so let's see what happens with that. And then I'm pretty sure it's rumored that it's either rumor or it's already happened that the Raiders are gonna hire Antonio Pierce as their permanent head coach. Them boys play for him, so
he turned that team around. That looked like a
big time,
completely different team. But hey, if you don't bring him back, Antonio Pierce won a Super Bowl with a organization up in New York.
You're an idiot. Stop talking about your team, bro. They're in Cancun having a good time.
Yeah, but we need coaches.
But anything else you want to talk about?
No. Yeah, I mean, we went over the big head coaches that we know about and the little rumors that we have. But yeah, excited for tomorrow.
Yep.
Playoffs.
Me too. I will be wearing my either my CMC jersey or my Nicholas John.
They don't even play tomorrow, brother.
Oh shit, they play Sunday. Fuck. Why do you think we played it tomorrow? Oh, so I'll be alright tomorrow then. Be able to watch stress-free football.
I'm pulling out my I don't know who I want to win tomorrow, honestly. I know I said I think's gonna win, but
yeah. If that's it, then I mean, shit, bro.
Yeah.
Let's run.
Overall, good episode.
Hell yeah.
I'm sure there will be more tension nearing the Super Bowl, especially if Super Bowl is Ravens-Niners, because I know we will have differing opinions on that one, on who we want to win.
Yeah, you're gonna be a hater, but it's all good. I'm excited for it.
Hey, think about it though.
I didn't want to.
Jimmy Garoppolo's not going to overthrow Emmanuel Sanders again, right?
Yeah, Brock Purdy hits those. So,
it'd be a shame if Brock Purdy overthrew Brandon Ayuk.
Shut up.
It'd be a shame.
That's not going to happen.
And then Zay Flowers catching a bomb on 3rd and 20. That'd be crazy.
Yeah. You just don't want Mr. Relevant to win a Super Bowl. That's all it is.
No, I don't really care. But shout out L-Jack.
Yeah. But hey, yeah, that concludes.
And Odell too? How can I go against Odell? Come on.
Okay, I get that. That's sick. I get that. That's sick.
That's my boy.
That concludes this second episode of the UnAthletic
Second
Podcast. Anyone who stumbles upon this, thank you for watching. And
Better come back.
we'll see you for episode 3. Let's try to release that one
You have to come back.
Sunday, Monday, around that time. All right, we out of here. Peace out,
Bye-bye.
G.
Make sure you come back.
Oh yeah, big time. You're an idiot.